After 5 years of ghosting the entire world, Julian finally decided to show up. He crashes our wedding with a +1, a little girl who is a carbon copy of his dead ex. His expression is ice cold. I'll marry you, but you have to treat Lily like your own. Almost at the exact same second, my own kid pops out from behind my wedding dress. Hey, what about me? Are you ready to be a stepdaddy, Julian? Chapter 1. You could hear a pin drop. Then, the air left the room. Julian looks completely shell-shocked. His composure, gone. His brain, short-circuited. His jaw is practically unhinged. He stares at Noah, then at me, his eyes screaming a silent "What the F\CK is this?" *. His eyes dart frantically. Me. The kid. Me. The kid. The guests aren't doing any better. First, their eyes bug out at his daughter. Then, their jaws hit the floor at my son. 3 seconds of stunned silence. Then, the whispers start. Like a swarm of bees. Since when does Julian have a kid? And she's not exactly a baby. I never heard Scarlett was pregnant. She doesn't look like Scarlett. Did Julian cheat abroad? That boy looks nothing like Julian. Are they child actors? Those two hate each other. This marriage is going to be a bloodbath. Maybe it's a prank? They aren't wrong. Julian and I have been at each other's throats since we were in diapers. The Manhattan social circle is a fishbowl, and our feud is legendary. But his grandfather and my grandfather are thick as thieves. Our families planned this merger before we were even born. Who wants to marry their nemesis? I was always Team Gabriel. He was supposed to be my endgame. Julian wasn't thrilled either. He's always been obsessed with his first love, Grace Miller. Then, he vanished. Rumor said he eloped with Grace. I enjoyed 5 years of freedom. But then this jerk comes back, demanding we fulfill the contract. And I even have a kid now. I knew Julian would never accept being a sucker or a stepdad, so I decided to play dirty. I'd ruin this wedding with a nuclear explosion. If Julian refuses, my parents can't freeze my trust fund. But I never expected him to pull out a little package deal that looks exactly like Grace. This is not going according to plan. Sure enough. Our parents, who looked like they were facing a firing squad a moment ago, exchange glances. A silent communication passes between them. Then, they all pat their chests. A collective sigh of relief sweeps the front row. Then comes the awkward, polite laughter. Well, turns out Julian has a daughter. She's cute. Yeah, who knew Scarlett had such a smart boy? 2 broken toys in a fancy box. How progressive. Instant family. What a blessing. We're not living in the Middle Ages. They're young. They can worry about biological heirs later. Exactly. I knew it. These people would merge our companies even if we were corpses. To them, 2 wrongs make a right. I watch the guests nod along like bobbleheads. I feel faint. Suddenly, a hand clamps around my wrist. I'm dragged backstage. I look up into a pair of furious eyes. Chapter 2. Scarlett, what the hell are you playing at? Julian glares at me. I could hear his jaw click. I aim a knee at his crotch. I should be asking you, why did you bring a kid? You ruined my plan. You brought one too. Julian glances past the curtain. My son is playing with a balloon on stage, completely unbothered. Julian pauses. He sneers. Impressive, princess. 5 years, and you cloned Gabriel Fox. Oh, save it, genius. Like you didn't 3D print a mini Grace Miller. We're getting sidetracked. I peek at our parents. They are chatting happily. I rub my temples. A headache blooms behind my eyes. You don't want this marriage any more than I do, right? Of course not. I can't let Lily have a psycho stepmom. Julian rolls his eyes. I planned to make you snap and cancel the wedding. That way, my parents couldn't blame me. Who knew we shared a brain cell? I clear my throat loudly. Guess we're just 2 rich kids burning through our trust funds today. If you stayed gone, none of this would be happening. You have the nerve to blame me? You think I wanted to come back? Julian deflates. He looks defeated. His voice drops to a mumble. The old man caught me. Froze my company. Froze my cards. He looks at me again. Didn't you agree because you couldn't beat your parents? I heard they seized your real estate portfolio. I clear my throat loudly. Guess we're just 2 rich kids burning through our trust funds today. Whatever. Fine. We'll sign the papers today and file for annulment tomorrow. We walk back to the wedding, resigned, defeated. The guests are totally convinced by our parents' spin. They congratulate us on our instant family. My bridesmaids and his groomsmen look like they are enjoying the show way too much. This after party is going to be a roast. I wink at Julian during the ring exchange. Let's just stay home tonight. Figure out a strategy. Agreed. Chapter 3. Back at Julian's estate, we kill our phones. No way am I dealing with a group chat roasting me alive. Just as we relax, 4 hands shove us from behind. You 2 worked hard. Don't get too much sleep. We'll watch Noah and Lily. Don't let us disturb your wedding night. They shove stacks of checks and gift cards into our arms. Then, slam. The bedroom door locks from the outside. Julian and I stare at the wood grain, then at each other. We sit on the bed, crushing $1,000 worth of rose petals, and count the checks. I look at his miserable face. Shouldn't you tell Grace? Don't let her misunderstand. Julian freezes. Grace died shortly after Lily was born. Oh. He looks at me, eyes dark. What about Gabriel? Why didn't he stop the wedding? I shrug. You were abroad. Gabriel's house caught fire years ago. His whole family died. Luckily, Noah was at my place that day. The silence stretches. Heavy. Great. A widow and a widower. Another tie. Is this our toxic trait? Or just a cursed timeline? The only sound is the crisp rustle of checks. Outside, married, our parents are practically popping champagne. And they didn't even leave us dinner. I angrily sip my espresso tonic. I need liquid courage. Wait. I look at Julian. Why do you have an espresso tonic in your room? That's so pretentious, even for you. He's drinking one too. It's an acquired taste, like us. He frowns. He grimaces. Tastes like battery acid and rotten oranges. And it's iced, but I'm getting hot. We realize it at the same second. We throw the cups across